First, we'll understand circuit diagram. So this is the 8051 chip which has a 40 pin. Out of 40 pin, 8 pin are connected to the LCD as a data pins, D0 to D7. Then 2 pin are connected as a control pin, which is called enable and RS. Okay, and the read-write pin is connected to ground. LCD requires VCC ground, so that is pin number 1 and 2 of LCD, and one is contrast. Contrast goes to the middle of the potentiometer. So 5 volt goes to the potentiometer one end, other end goes to ground, the middle goes to the contrast. Then some LCDs are having backlight also. So one VCC and ground will be connected to backlight. If backlight is not there, then no connections. Now in this 8051, there is a reset circuitry. Power on reset. As soon as you boot up or as soon as you give power, as soon as you make a switch on, then automatically reset pulse should go at pin number 9. So this 10 microfarad capacitor and this 8K, this one, as soon as you give high, first high will go immediately. Okay, and then this capacitor will block the DC current. But initially when it's charging, current will flow. Whatever current will flow, I square R voltage drop will happen, and that will make a positive pulse here. But once capacitor is fully charged, nothing will pass, so IR voltage will be 0. But whenever you press this button here, then directly VCC is connected to pin number 9. That is a reset circuitry. Then there is a clock circuitry. So if you see here, pin number 19 and 18. These two are connected to crystal, and crystal is connected to capacitor and ground. These two are for the stability of the crystal, and this crystal is giving clock signal to external 1 and external 2 pin of the 8051. Okay, and this pin we are connecting to ground because we are not in external memory, we are in the internal memory. That's why this pin has to be connected to ground. So this is the 8051 circuitry, basic one with LCD. Now these two wires, pin number 16, 17, basically port 3.4 and port 3.5. No, sorry, port 3.6 and 3.7. These two are basically I2C pins, clock and data pin, going to EEPROM chip. Going to EEPROM chip and 5 volt connection. So this EEPROM chip is for what? Basically, this chip stores your all advertisement and stops and other things. Okay. Now why it is required? Suppose 8051 is switched off, then all advertisement, location, and stoppage information will go away. We don't want that. Once I program some stoppage, I program some advertisement, even my device is off, it should retain that. And whenever I want, I can modify it. So that's why EEPROM is required. EEPROM advantage is there. You can erase it, you can rewrite it. Even if it is switched off, it is retaining it because it is electrical, erasable, programmable, read-only memory, and it is non-volatile and reprogrammable. Then this MAX 232 and this connector is for the old system, old PC, which doesn't have a USB to serial converter, and you want to connect directly serial port and program the chip. Without this also you can program a chip. Only thing is you have to replace these two items with a USB to serial hardware separately. When hardware comes, USB to serial, and you have to install the drivers in your laptop for that. Okay. Now if you see here, the two connectors are there. What are those two connectors? One is GPS receiver connector, one is GSM modem connector. These two are the ready-made hardware in our project. So what we do is GPS is connected to a relay, GSM also is connected to a relay. So the why this relay is required? Because we have only one pin for RX pin. UART, Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter, is a serial receiver and serial transmitter module, which is a part of 8051. It is used for communication of serial data. Now this pin is pin number 3.0, which is nothing but RX pin. Now this RX pin only, either you can connect GPS or you can connect GSM. Both you cannot connect at a time. So what we do is we have connected relay. If relay is on the right side, GPS is connected. Relay is on the left side, GSM is connected. And anyway, GPS only sends the data. It doesn't give anything. Like you are not giving any command to it. But GSM, you have to give 80 commands and only you get the reply. So pin number 3.1, the green wire is basically connected to GSM TX pin, whereas GSM RX pin is connected to this RX of here. So like that, we are doing the connection for GPS, GSM, LCD, EEPROM, and 8051. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 hardware of your project, and you have to have 5 chapters of each hardware. And in EEPROM, it is I2C protocol. So extra I2C protocol you have to learn. GSM uses 80 commands. So in GSM chapter, 80 commands are covered. And in GPS, basically the location and reading the location data, by NEMA protocol, NEMA, and that we have seen in our first class also that how NEMA protocol output looks like. So that is the output of GPS. So GPS, GSM, I2C EEPROM, LCD, and 8051 are your hardware. So this is the circuit explanation. Any doubts in circuit?
Okay, sir. We got it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we'll go for next is our flowchart. You are able to see my screens, correct?
Sir?
My screen is visible, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is a flowchart, a broad level overview flowchart of LAA project. In LAA project, we are running one serial interrupt, one timer interrupt, and main program. Serial interrupt is basically for you are getting the serial data from the GPS or GSM. Timer interrupt is running the timer like 1 second over, 30 second over, 1 minute over, 2 minute over. It tells us how these things are moving so that at every event of timing, we can always tell this event, this time is over. Now it's time to check new location or it's time to check the message. That kind of things we are doing with the timer. Now the project starts here, LAA. Once your project starts, you have to initialize the LCD, you have to initialize the timer, and you have to initialize the serial port. Once you initialize all the three, next you check the EEPROM memory. If EEPROM memory is corrupted or not connected, then you just display faulty memory and stop there only. Because without memory, you cannot access the database of all advertisement and access of all stop information. If memory is okay, then check whether it contains database or not. How to check? We will write a signature of our code, maybe A1 or some favorite number in fixed location. We'll read that location. If our favorite number is visible in that location, that means this chip is my chip. If favorite number is not visible, then what will tell? Will tell this is not my chip. We have to initialize the chip as a new blank chip. Like you buy a new notebook or new phone, first you install your software, you give your details like that. So we init the database location from where which location database starts, which location database end, and then we enable the chip use. If signature is found, simply use the chip directly. Init. Now this part init is over. Now run LAA system. What is the LAA system? Location aware advertisement. In that first thing is GPS data you have to receive. If GPS data is received, then convert lat long GPS give in DDMM format. You have to find in degree format. What is the DDMM in degree format? Like 72 latitude and 52 minutes. Like 72 minute degree and 52 minutes, or 72 degree 30 minutes. Actually, it is 72.5. Like 1 hour 35 minutes, or 1 hour 45 minutes, or 1 hour 15 minutes. What is 1 hour 1 hour 15 minutes? 1 hour 15 minutes is 1.25. 1 hour 30 minutes is 1.5. 1 hour 45 minutes is 1.75. 2 hours is 2. So that degree minute we are converting on into degree. Like hour minute we are converting only to hours. After conversion, every 30 seconds you display the GPS data and then find the nearest stop and advertisement. If your location is near to some stoppage or your location is near to some advertisement, you display that advertisement and that stoppage. Otherwise, you display the old information only. Now, suppose if 2 minutes are over, then you read SMS from the GSM modem and then process the SMS, and the SMS contain any programming data, a programming of new stop, programming of new advertisement, or deleting of advertisement in which user has not paid, or user has changed the offer or changed the location. So everything you can update via SMS. Now we'll go to little bit more details. Now this is a detailed view of the same thing. So one thing is find nearest advertisement or stop and process SMS. So first find nearest advertisement or stop. So first you have to start the database. You have to read. If database is reach end and your stoppage, your information is not found, simply return. Suppose database is not reach end, but you are able to find the required information. But how you'll find? First you have to read from the database. It is stoppage or advertisement, latitude and longitude, and what is the information. So calculate the distance, current distance of your GPS to the read value. If they are very near, then it is the right thing. If they are very far, then read next, read next, read next, like that till you don't find your nearest value, nearest position, and nearest advertisement. You keep on searching. Suppose you have found it, then you have found it some nearest at let long, but what it is advertisement or stop. Okay, next stop Mathikere, next stop Hasaraghatta, next stop Malleshwaram. That is all stoppage, bus stoppage. But suppose you have advertisement, okay, big bazaar, 40% off on clothes, or pantaloons, buy one get one, Bima Jewelers, 5% off on making charges. Like that, different places, different advertisement will come as the bus moves or car moves. So whether it is advertisement or stop, you have to find out that. And if distance is minimum from the advertisement location, then display advertisement. If distance is stop location, it is near, then display the stop next stop name. Okay, like that you keep on doing, and all information you display and come out. Next is process SMS. In process SMS, what you do is, as per the code, okay, we have a coding. If it is a code for add advertisement, delete advertisement, update advertisement, add stop, delete stop, or update news. Based on this condition, you have to do. Suppose add advertisement. If ID or empty location is found, use that. Otherwise, at the end, you have to update the new one and display in the LCD also what you are writing and written. And updated database also, one new entry has been added. Delete advertisement. If any ID you have given, just find the ID, you delete the ID. If ID is not found, you just display ID not found. Update advertisement. So you try to search the ID. If ID is found, update the advertisement. Like some local offers change. Instead of 30% off, they made 40% off. Instead of buy one get one, they made buy two get two. Okay, so all this advertisement you change and go back. Stop name. Now stop name is Mathikere. Now it is changed to Jay Prakash Narayan Stop. So you have to change sometime. Okay. So if not able to update it, delete it and again add. No problem. Add stop. If ID is found or empty, you override the ID. If not found, then you add and the use. What you do at the end of a database, you add. No problem. Okay. And whatever you're writing, whatever you're doing, everything you display on LCD also, so that user come to know what is happening. Same way for delete stop also. Now, there is a separate location dedicated for news. Just write the news there. News will hold there for 2 days, 3 days. Suppose Notebandi happened. You will not change every 1 minute news. Then Notebandi happen will be there for 2-3 days. Okay, Narendra Modi won the election, become PM. That no news can become for full day or maybe for 2-3 days. No problem. So you don't change the news dynamically. You write the EEPROM. As soon as you boot, you use the news from the EEPROM. If somebody changes the news, no problem. You display the new news. Suppose IPL is going on, every 5 minutes they are changing the scores. You can write, no problem. It doesn't matter. So these are the two flow charts. One is the overview and one is the deep flow charts. So this two flow charts and circuit diagram is the main thing for your project. I hope you understand both the things, your flow chart and your circuit diagram.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what to do next? Shall we go for the code? Because code is over once class is over. This is the final thing which I teach. This is the final step of the project. I'll just give a glimpse of the code, how it looks like. See, first of all, it has array. Okay. It has lot of variables. This also is an array. Okay. Array of one dimension because latitude and longitude. Okay. Then this is a serial array, time string array, latitude string array, longitude string array. So a lot of arrays are used in the project. A lot of functions are used. Display GPS, process SMS, display news, display message, find nearest stop, check ID, check stop ID, welcome message, reset memory. So many functions are used. Okay. So many arrays are used. Then interrupt. This is interrupt number for serial interrupt. So that if condition is there, again nested if. We are using if inside if nested if. And then timer interrupt is there. How timer works. So instead 20 counts are over, 1 second is over. Like that, 20 seconds are over, 30 seconds are over, 2 minutes is over, like that. Then this starts now, only main program starts. In main program, first we are in GPS mode only, not in GSM mode. You display the welcome message, start the memory, init the default memory, delete the SMS in beginning. Some memory, some locations may be full. You delete the some 4 or 5 messages in beginning. If 30 seconds are over, it is a while infinite while loop. This is red color full from here. Okay, starting from here to L. If 30 seconds are over, then display the GPS location, find the nearest stop, display the news, show the welcome message, and go back. If 2 minutes are over, read location 1 of SIM, read location 2. Okay. If message is received, then display the message and process the message. If message is not received, simply show the welcome message. Welcome message is welcome to your college name, welcome to project name, and go back. If GPS data is received, show the GPS information. This is your lat, and this is your long. So it will display latitude and longitude. Welcome message is basically clear the LCD, show the information. Display news, read the memory chip, and then display the news. News is a 60 character for our project. Find the nearest stop. So as I told in the flowchart also, you read the database last point. Start from the beginning of database. Read from the first memory till you don't reach the last memory. So read the ID. Read the type of the database. It is advertisement or stop, latitude, longitude, and information. Information is name of the stop or type of the discount or advertisement. Okay, so you scan the latitude, longitude, and then you find the distance using that Euclidean formula, which is nothing but x1. If x1 y1 is 1 point, x2 y2 is 1 second point. So you basically what you do is y2 minus y1 into y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 into x1 minus x1. Okay, and then square root of all. So under root of that square, a square plus b square, under root of that, like that. Okay, and then why we are multiplying with 111, because one latitude equal to this many kilometers. So once you get the distance with advertisement, if type is A, means it is advertisement, display the advertisement. If type is S, it is a stop information, display the stop information. Go to next location, read next database, try to do everything again. Delete SMS is the AT command to delete the message. So that this thing should be covered in the GSM class. Process SMS. So once you read the SMS, if it is having hash A, it is advertisement adding. So these are the database. Hash A, add advertisement. Hash A, D, delete advertisement. Hash U, update the advertisement. These are for advertisement, and these two are for the stop. So hash A is add stop, and hash SD is your delete stop. Third character A means advertisement. Third character S means stop. Hash is for identification, identifier of the message. Hash N is your news, and that contain only one text. So what you have to do, first you have to find hash. Then you have to find A or S or N. And then based on A or S or N, you have to find this A, D or U. So if you find A, basically it is advertisement. If you find D, like it is delete advertisement. If you find A, it is basically add advertisement. So already A is found here at location number 0. Okay, and then here you have found this one. You have found here this one, what we call A followed by A is advertisement. Then A followed by D, where is D? D is delete advertisement, and A followed by U is your update advertisement. So how you add advertisement basically? So first you read the information what the user is given. So operation, sub operation, ID, latitude, longitude, and text. Okay. So how it would look like advertisement. One example. I'll give hash AA ID number 1, suppose 15, Okay, latitude 33.45, longitude 72.59, and advertisement big bazaar, buy one get one. Okay, like this. Space not allowed, underscore you have to go. Okay. So this type of message will be there. So what is this? This is your text part. What is this? This is your longitude part. This is your latitude part. This is your ID part. This is your operation, sub operation. This is your main operation. Okay. So operation, sub operation, ID, latitude, longitude, and text. You read all this stuff, then try to match everything. After matching, put everything on LCD. Now check the ID, XXX, Y, XXX, any empty location is there. In that you fill. If empty location is not there, go to the end, and if already ID exists, override that ID. Or otherwise you go to the end and then write. How to write? I square C write function. First you're writing at the location, the first ID you write, then one space you give, the right operation means type, stop or advertisement. Again give little more space and write the latitude, then longitude, then texting. Once you have written everything in the memory, then you can display what you have written. Same thing with delete. Delete means first display on the LCD, it is delete operation. Read only the ID, other details not required to read. And once you search the ID, if you find the ID in check ID function, then replace the ID with XXX. Replace the type with X. Replace latitude with 11 and longitude with 22 and text with space. So basically you are clearing the location. Okay. Update. Update means same. You have to search the ID. If ID is found, then you have to update it. ID is not found, you show message not found. Okay. If ID is found, you whatever text message only updating possible now, let alone not updation possible. So you update the message like buy one get one has to become buy two get two. You just override the memory of that location and then over. Stop. Same thing happens for the stop. Instead of advertisement, we are adding a stop or we are deleting the stop. News. News is a fixed location. Go to location of news and then simply you write the text. That is the simple way of writing a news. Read SMS. Again, these are the basics of GSM command. You give 80 plus CMGF command. This will read the SMS. So this is format the SMS. 80 plus CMGR equal to 1 will read the location 1. After reading message, you see it is having hash or not. If hash is found, that means it contains your uh, command to add or delete or update advertisement or stop. If hash is not found in the message, it is some advertisement or some junk message or some unknown message. Okay. So if hash is found, then you say message received. Otherwise, don't say message received. Okay. So reading message over, and then you can print the message also what you have received. Display message. This function will display the message what you have received on the LCD. So just a for loop, we get the string, and then if it is printable character, you print the printable character on the LCD screen. LCD write function is used for printing the messages on the LCD. Display GPS, you read the GPS data, time, date, latitude, longitude. So GPS will be displaying. Check ID function, which just now we have discussed. What it reads the memory, keep on scanning the memory in the while loop, and then if memory is found, it will break the loop. Simply done. If memory is not found, then at the end it will show not found. In a default memory, if it is a new memory, you read it. If signature is not found, then start the memory with zero location, loading the default values. So default values basically you are starting the pointer of memory and storing a pointer at the beginning of the memory. Reset memory, just override the memory pointer. Suppose you feel something has gone wrong, you reset the memory. So again, database will start from the beginning. Read byte function, reading a single byte from the given memory address. Write byte function, writing the address data to the given address. Write byte function. This is all basics of I2C, so I'm not going through the basics. I'm just overview. I'm telling. Reading a string at an address, write the string which has the maximum character. Read string, so write string. Address you have to give and string you have to give. It will write on that address. Maybe 10 character, 20 character. These are all basics of 8051 and LCD. How to start the LCD, how to check the LCD, how to give delay functions, how to go for loop, LED blinking. All this is covered in that. These are the examples of adding some advertisements. There are location. These are some locations of testing which we have done. And these are some GPS data for the given locations. So this is the overview of the code. And in beginning of the code, we have defined all the pins, which pin is connected where. And then at the middle of the code, we have locations of memory location. We have decided that first one where the signature will be stored. What is signature value? BA is the signature value. Then database will start from location 60. Then how many memory locations are there? Like how many addresses and how many this is there is stored in location 50. Memory end location is 1FA0 and memory next. Where the next location means where the pointer. You are at 60 or 70 or 80 or 100. Where the current pointer is, where the current writing is going on. That is written in here. And news location is location 20 fixed. Any record if you are having, so first ID we are storing at the fourth location type, at the sixth location latitude, at the echo means 14th location longitude, and at the 16th location we are storing message. Size of ID is maximum 3. Type is basically 1 is space, so 1 plus 1. ID is 2 bytes, so 1 plus 1. Latitude longitude 99 bytes, so plus 1, and text is 47 bytes, so plus 1. Distance, nearest distance I have given 400 meters. You can make it 100 also, or 1000 also, but don't go below 100 because accuracy is a problem. Don't go below 1000, otherwise every time it will show same advertisement. Minimum stop, again you can give 100 to 500, the minimum stop information. So this is the way in database information is stored. ID 001, then alpha is your type, then latitude, longitude, your message, and this pipe is for next line. Whenever pipe comes, the message will go to next line. Okay, and stop is also similar way. Stop ID, S means stop, longitude, longitude, and name of the stop. These are LCD commands, and these are the functions for each of the operations. And these are the global variables. Whatever variables are outside the function, they are called global variables. So this is the overview of code. You have to read this code maybe 4 or 5 times. After your basics of code are clear, then only the code will be understood. Anyway, I'm recording everything I've done, so I'll be sharing recording also. Any doubts are there?
Yes, sir. So, for example, we are doing it this in bus, no, sir.
Yes, yes.
In model, we have some doubts, sir. ಇವಾಗ you can know ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, sir?
No, Kannada, I don't know.
You know Kannada, sir?
No, Kannada, I don't know much. See what I'm telling. See, bus, we
Sir,
cannot buy, we cannot
you
buy bus.
explain about circuit, how it is working, sir.
Uh-huh.
ನಿಮಿಷ Even.
See, what I'm telling.
Hello?
Tell me.
Hello?
Yes, tell me.
Sir, once you explain about working, sir.
Working, I have given.
Working means in model, sir.
That only. That day also.
Sir,
Not
we
like-
don't circuit and all, sir, but we want.
No. Wait. I have given working document before only. Day 1 only. Demo plan. This document is there or not?
Yes, sir. It's there.
In this, I have explained how working plan is there, how working demo is there. And apart from that, one more document is there, which today only I shared. LAA system implementation. This one. This gives complete explanation how circuit is made, how flowchart is made, which is where. Just 2-3 paragraph only. Anyway, I'll explain you one more time in short. Okay. See, basically, we cannot give you bus, correct? But we whatever hardware you are making, that you can carry in bus or auto or maybe bike or maybe car. Okay. So as you are moving in the auto, suppose you take example of auto, one person can record the video of the hardware.
You
And
are not audible, sir.
now it is audible.
Your voice
My
is
internet connection,
breaking.
my internet connection is little problematic. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So what I was telling is, uh, this hardware you can carry in either bus or you can carry in auto or car, whatever. Okay, one person can hold the hardware, other person can record the video. That is one method. Okay, because if location is not changing, how output will change? Okay, that is point number one. Now,
Yes, sir.
point number two, suppose you don't want to move out. It is very hot. You cannot go out in during exam and show the demo. That time, what you can do is you can fake the GPS location. Okay, using your laptop, you can copy paste the different location in the laptop in which format as if GPS is sending, and that is which format? That is NEMA format, NEMA. So in that format, if you copy the data and send via serial to the pin of the 8051, which is which pin? Pin number 3.0. If that pin if is getting GPS data in GPS format, it will think GPS is changing location. Okay. And based on the location, it will process the data and show different advertisement. So there are two ways to do it. One is really moving. Second is changing the location using manual GPS entry. So I have shown you at the end. This is the GPS data, and this data this one line contains the actual location. See 1302 and 7732. Now this 1302 you make it 1303, 7732 you make it 7, and copy this line and send to 807 via some software called Flash Magic or maybe Hercules, like that. Okay, that is one way. Second way is you keep the hardware in project in some box and carry that box in the bus or auto, and one person can record. Okay, clear? And go through the
Okay.
document, both the
Yes.
documents, an old document also which we had on the first day of the class, the demo plan and implementation. Again, you will get more clarity.
Okay, sir.
See, without reading, without practicing, you will not understand the project. It's very complex project. It's an MTech level project actually.
Yes, sir. That too, we have doubt about longitude and latitude about congesting place. Now we have GPS on the college location, but not in the inside of the college. What is the particular advertising we are giving?
No, what we will do is
Hmm.
in your college, what is your college name?
Yes, Saptagiri College.
Saptagiri College only, na? Very good, nice. So that day we made the route. My visible, na? My screen.
No, sir.
No, oh, because of internet problem. Wait. Now is visible.
Yes, sir.
The College of Engineering, correct? Here.
Yes.
Now, suppose this is your college campus.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in this Department of Physics,